But yeah, man, you know, what we're looking forward to is through hearkening unto the Lord, our power, man, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, that we'll receive salvation through faith and works, man. You know, that we may be a part of the elect, that remnant that's going to receive salvation, so we enter into the kingdom of heaven, man. We don't want to be established out here making merry and seeing these people succeed in their lives, man. Anything they're doing ultimately is to benefit the so-called white man, which is ultimately your enemy, man. He wants to keep. So what if a man's got millions of pounds? What about the rest of his nation, man? The majority of Jakes out here are broke, man. You know, and we're in a very, very poor area right now, man, where you just see guys walking up and down and picking up cigarette butts from a puddle, man.
Crackers sit right over there, man. Crackhead fucking central, man. You talk to the niggas here. It's funny because one nigga said it. I didn't ask him. He told me it. He said, but I'm not going to say the area, but this area is known for its cats or its fiends. So selling crack is a profitable thing around here. Imagine in 2016. And also, we bring this out before. This borough we're in. We're in one side of it, but the other side, where few brothers in the camp are from, is got the biggest estate, biggest public housing in the world, man. So that says it all. We're in an area with the biggest public housing in the world. That says everything about where we're at.
Job centers every square mile, man.
Yeah, man. And job center, if you don't know, is basically government funding for when you don't have no work. You know, so this is one of them. We're not, and even before it was known for high pregnancy rates. We're in a shithole, man. We're in the arse crack of Satan, man. In England, you know, one of them, one of many.
The arse crack of Satan, you know. What you done?
I can't find the scripture.
Nah.
Yeah, so I'll go back to Revelation.
Alright, cool, man. You know, you brothers can read it, man. Basically, Isaiah 51, Isaiah 50. You know, it briefly goes into. What is it? Hold on. Go into Jeremiah 51.
It might be that one.
It's Jeremiah.
Yeah.
I may have been mistaken, man. Salakia.
What was the point again? Yeah, Jeremiah.
No, Babylon. It is Jeremiah.
Yeah, it is Jeremiah 50.
You know, the purpose of bringing out these scriptures, man, is always to make it fresh in your mind that this so-called white man is going down, whether he likes it or not. And all the people that deny that this kingdom is on its way out is a clown. You know, they haven't received the light. They're still in that gross darkness, because the Lord only put a spirit on his men to open their eyes that they shall receive the truth. But whereas those other people, they're blinded, man. They can't receive the truth. And you know what? They're going to receive the truth through death. Just speaking about those 2/3 of the nation of Israel, the Lord ain't come to save everyone, alright? And I'm not talking about all black men, alright? I'm talking about the 12 tribes of Israel, being the Hispanics, Native Americans, so-called African Americans, you know, all those nations right there, alright, the Puerto Ricans, yeah, man. So at the end of the West Indians, not everyone's gonna be saved, man. There's gonna be a 1/3 and the elect, which is a remnant, a small aggregate of leaders and group of men that are going to be saved through this pestilence and tribulation that's seriously coming, man. This World War III.
Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me, a destroying wind.
Right, that destroying wind's talking about that nuclear fire, man. That World War III, that everyone likes to question and spend their time thinking, oh, is it true? Nah, it's not true. You know what? Guess what? Whether you say it's true or not doesn't make it with none effect, man. People don't understand that the Lord is a man that he shall not lie, man. The Lord is not a man that he should lie. So, you know, that's Satan. So at the end of the day, anything the Lord says, if you really check out the history the Bible's not just a book of stories. It actually has historical events that actually have happened, recorded in the Bible. So by you looking at those things, you'll see that they are true, and you can find artifacts or remnants of ceramics or different sculptures or paintings, which you can find in the museums that are probably local, like a couple miles from your house, man. You go to them museums, you'll find that these places actually still have remnants of those ancient empires, and they're recorded in the Bible, and names too, man. Alexander's written in the Bible. You know, who else? You know,
Philip of Macedonia, Tiberius.
That's right,
There's a
man.
lot of
Darius,
Xerxes.
and then sometimes it might not even say a name. He'll just say, look, man, you know, the kings. There was four men, just like it's spoken of in was it First Maccabees 7, 1 and 7.
The first chapter.
The first chapter, speaking about Alexander's four generals. You know, that's history, man. Ptolemy, Seleucus.
Or Daniel 11 even.
Yeah,
Second
man.
Esdras 11 and 12. All of them.
All of them.
They outline those Caesars and those kings, but they don't name them by name. They name them through prophecy.
Right. And then prophecy being fulfilled, you know who they are.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, the king of the bottomless pit, was it? Was it no?
A body. It was
Kaiser Wilhelm, man, which is spoken of in Revelations, the 9th chapter, about World War One.
Yeah.
And was it John the Revelator?
In what specific?
Oh, yeah, it was John the Revelator that was basically saw everything happening. He saw Kaiser Wilhelm, and he described the helmet or the crown that he was wearing, man, as like woman's hair.
Yeah.
You know, so this ain't no joke, man. The Lord's word is being fulfilled in the time that you're living in, man. So if those things that happened in the past happen, and you're seeing slowly but surely this kingdom going down, then ultimately you should know in your mind that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man.
And that was outlined in Luke 21, Mark 13, Matthew 24. And they all come on the same points from different angles. That's why it's best to them 3 chapters there, read them 3 chapters. 2nd Esdras chapter 15, 2nd Esdras chapter 16, 2nd Esdras chapter 9, even mentioned some stuff, 2nd Esdras chapter 13. All of those different scriptures, man, and really the whole Bible, the time of Jacob's trouble, it tells you in Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter, eat thou roll, eat the whole roll, and it says inside of it was written a book of lamentations, mourning and woe. Ain't nothing nice inside the Bible, so everything inside of the word is about the time we're in right now. The prophecies coming to pass. Lamentations, mourning, lament means to cry, mourning, same thing, and woe means destruction. So that's what's inside the book.
Got any more on that?
Yeah, down to the 4th verse. We'll send them to Babylon fanners, and that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. Last verse.
Right. Destroy ye utterly all her hosts, meaning their armies, man. That's what host means. So, bottom line, when you read that chapter, you know, because I don't want to drag it out, that basically that chapter is talking about the destruction of America, man. America is spiritually Babylon, you know. And want to go back to where were we? Revelations 20. You know, so we done covered what was it, Isaiah chapter 60 about the darkness. Then we also went to Revelations 20 as a reference to the Lord waking up the Israelites, you know, that light that's supposed to and also in Revelation 20 it basically covered the so-called white man being the devil that he is, man, that when he was spreading those lies, and the Lord shut him up for 1,000 years, and then after that he was loosed a little season, man, and that little season is the time that you're living in right now, beginning at the time of the Renaissance, where he came into power, sitting in the throne, you know, wiped out a lot of the nation of Israel. Even now, pardon me, now you got Obama and Obamacare and all these different sex clinics that weren't open a certain amount of years ago. They're like there's so many sex clinics, they're like CAFs now, man. They just walk in and walk out any time of the week. Now going on from Esau being in power now, what's the scriptures gonna go on to tell you about, man? This so-called white man totally getting destroyed, and then we're gonna enter what? The kingdom of heaven, man. Got any more?
I'm on Revelation 20 now.
Yeah. Read that. It's cool, man.
Verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit
And I
and
have to
shut
speak
him
a
up.
bit louder, bro.
And cast him into the bottomless pit and
Yeah.
shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years shall be fulfilled. And after he must be loosed for a little season. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and a judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh.
Right, the souls of them that were beheaded, man, the men that kept the faith, you know, and believed in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and was willing to be worthy servants, that even unto their deaths. That's what it's speaking about. Read on.
Try and nip it in before half an hour.
Yeah.
And I saw the throne of Slakia, and for the word of Yahweh, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither received his mark upon their foreheads or
Right.
in their hands.
Right, because that would have been the mark of the beast spoken of in Revelation, the 13th and 16th chapter. 13th chapter, the 16th verse. Alright, that would have an RFID chip, alright, radio frequency identification device. And once that's implanted into you, you know, then you're just basically doomed for your death, man. Because that's like you basically saying, I accept the white man as being my power, you know. And the Lord don't want that. If you're basically, if you get offered the chip, don't accept it. Point blank. Now I'm gonna read on.
Okay. And they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shai 1,000 years. And the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. And this was the first resurrection. That's talking about the nations basically going into slavery for 1,000 years. Because when you're in slavery, you're dead, man, because you have no rights. You're dead as a person. You don't have rights as a person. So that's why for 1,000 years, no rights. Then after that 1,000 years, they get their own kingdom set up where they're tributary unto us, where we get the first of everything. So I read on. Blessed and holy is he that have part in the first resurrection. On such a second death have no power, and they shall be priests of Yahweh and of Yahweh Shai, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
Yeah, man. So going back to Exodus, the 19th chapter, I believe, in the 6th verses, if I'm not mistaken, speaks about us being a kingdom of priests, you know, a kingdom of priests, man, ministers, man, and that would be the fulfillment of that actually happening when we go into the kingdom of heaven, where these nations are gonna have to minister unto us, man, you know, and be our servants. You know, but first they're gonna go through 1,000 years of hardcore bondage. So-called white man's gonna get totally wiped out completely for his crimes since the Garden of Eden. All right, and these other nations are then gonna have understand a certain level, basically not to fuck with us, man. But the Most High is not gonna totally destroy them. He's only gonna totally destroy the Edomites. All right, this so-called white man. And then there's going to be peace on the earth. So that's what this is all about, man. I'll keep it short as possible. That's what this is about, man. Laboring to receive salvation, and also to receive the promises which was promised to our patriarchs, man. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, if brother got anything else to say, you know. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.
Shalom.